this ain't financial advice. Peter Schiff, up to your tricks again. Guys, I don't know if you caught this tweet by famous no-coiner Peter Schiff, but his son wrote, and I quote from his Twitter, "My son Spencer K. Schiff went all in on Bitcoin. On the last drop below 50K. 100% of his portfolio is now Bitcoin. He sold the last of his silver stocks to raise the cash. If my own son can be brainwashed, imagine how vulnerable most kids are. He's hodling to infinity or burst." Mic drop. Your own son bought Bitcoin. Peter Schiff, how blind can you be? Do you read? I really wonder. Do you not see the value in a peer-to-peer money transfer system that is not governed by a central body? Oh, of course you don't. Of course you don't, because that threatens what you've created. Guys, let me read this tweet back to you and how this tweet is going to sound to people in 10 to 20 years. My son Spencer K. Schiff went all in on the internet on the last drop below 50K. 100% of his portfolio is now in the internet. He thinks the internet will be the future. He sold all of his silver to buy Facebook and Amazon. If my own son can be brainwashed into the vulnerabilities, blah, 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 blah. Come on, man. This is the money internet. Wake up, Peter Schiff. Roll the video.
It has to have an actual
every 10 minutes.
Apart from its
securing data is useful. Securing
what data are you securing?
Any data that you would want.
What data are you securing?
Financial data, mortgage data.
But on your one,
data,
if I have one,
my birth certificate, my personal data, my verification of who I am. So I don't need Equifax to sell my data and lose my data and fuck my data. I can have my data on a private key and say, this is me. It's immutable. It's every 10 minutes. It's verified. That's who I am. Give me my fucking money.
You don't need Bitcoin either.
Yes, you do, because it's the most secure. It's the only secure database that's ever been invented. That's the technology. You fail to understand that it's a new technology that is as profound as the printing press or the electric light bulb. You're comparing it to things that you shouldn't be comparing it to. It makes no sense. You're talking nonsense.
Yeah, this is...
Look, it's a brand new breakthrough in technology. Your kids are going to be wondering why their dad didn't see the value. They'll be like, Dad must have been on drugs because he never saw the value.
Ooh, savage. He went in on the kids. Your kids are going to think you're on drugs. They're going to wonder why Dad didn't see the value. Oh, chop his head off. Fatality. Max Kaiser went Mortal Kombat on Peter Schiff. Fatality. Flawless victory. People are going to look back at that video. That video is going down in history. And Peter Schiff has to stick to his guns. He has to stick to his guns. Because if he doesn't stick to his guns... Hey, man. I get it. Bitcoin threatens everything you've ever worked for. And that's a really scary thing. It's kind of like newspapers felt like when the internet came out. It's kind of like the horse and buggy business when cars were coming out. It's kind of like the radio felt when the television came out. It's kind of like the candle maker felt when the light bulb came out. Can the light bulb go off on your brain, Peter Schiff? If you're watching this, tweet this to Peter Schiff. Come, mothers and fathers from throughout the land. And don't criticize what you can't understand. For your sons and your daughters are beyond your command. Your old road is rapidly aging. Quote by Bob Dylan. Maybe you should take a little creative insight. You are literally criticizing something that is going to change history. Your archaic way of thinking. Now, it's crazy because it's like in families, fathers and sons naturally always have disagreements about things. Could be politics, could be science, could be a number of things. Could be religion. And this is one of those things. It really, really bothers people, the cryptocurrency. It really bothers people if they don't get it. Most of the time they don't get it because they haven't done the research on it and they've made an opinion about that thing, that crypto thing, and now they have to back up the BS BS that they've been sticking up for, because admitting that they were wrong would actually just make them look completely incompetent. Do your own research, Peter Schiff. I'm sure that's in your disclosures to your clients. Do your own research, because what you are doing is ignorant. It's just plain ignorant. Your son clearly probably had some time in college to do his own research, and he had that moment, that epiphany moment, and said, hey, this could be big. Dad said pot wasn't good either. Do your own research. Because when you do, you will realize the wave that you are missing out on. It's not worth having it's like trying to convince someone that their religion isn't right, that their politics aren't right. Even if they know deep down in their heart that they're wrong, they'll still fight you to the tooth, fight you to the end. It's not worth it. So they really have to come up with the answer on their own. Okay? That's really what it comes down to. The Schiff family betrayal. Warren Buffett was against the .com bubble. Okay? Yeah, it was a bubble. This is probably a bubble. But a lot of great stuff came out of that, and our entire world now focuses and runs on the infrastructure of the internet. Peter Schiff, this is the money internet. Okay? You need to do your own research so that you can get a little insight into why your son, Spencer K. Schiff, is so interested in this. I guarantee your son isn't brainwashed. If my son, I love how he made his son sound really smart too. He's like, if my brilliant son could be brainwashed, imagine all the morons out there who are going to evolve with this crap. Yeah. Say that to your son when Bitcoin's worth $1 million. It's inevitable. Say that to your son when Bitcoin is worth $1 million. All these brainwashed people. You don't accept cash anymore? Well, I don't have any crypto. Maybe I should call Spencer up. All I can say is that the world is full of karma. And when you criticize things you don't understand, a lot of times that stuff comes back to bite you. The status quo of yesterday will not be the status quo of today. Things do change. Things do evolve. People evolve. Cars evolve. Systems evolve. And just because something has been in place for hundreds or thousands of years, that doesn't mean it's going to be in place tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Scott Wallace, and if I don't see you, I'll see you on the internet. I'm out.